Hello and welcome to the channel. Now, once upon a time I wrote an occasional column for a local news website in my area, and on one of them I said that, well, my thought was I should write something about myself so that you know where I'm coming from and why I am like I am, why I've come to have the personality I've got. So I thought I'd do a video on that subject. Why am I such a grumpy old sod? So when I meet people and they find me difficult to handle, I have to go through the usual suspects. Okay, right. I've been depressed for decades. I haven't been treated that well in my life by other people. Been betrayed by people, let down. This happens to everybody. I know that. But on top of all the other things, the fact that I'm now in constant pain with my lower back, my knee, my arthritis, my gout, I'm in pain all the time. So I have been getting progressively grumpier and grumpier. It got worse in 2022 though, because after my hospitalisation with COVID, I started having memory problems and cognitive impairment. These are not things that have been diagnosed by doctors. This is just an objective assessment from my ex-wife and a subjective point of view from my own experience. So that wasn't all. In 2021 I started having a load of health problems. One of them was, which wasn't diagnosed for over a year, was a urethral stricture. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's where the urethra pinches and it makes it harder to pee. I had an operation and they said there's a possibility that this will not hold. So I was put under general anaesthetic. I had a rod, or this is how it was explained to me, a rod, a two-piece rod, and they opened the stricture. And then I had to have a catheter in for a week to make sure it stayed open, but it didn't hold. They said it may not. I was one of the unlucky ones. There are also probably people who have urethral strictures who have to do exactly the same as me. When I first had the catheter taken out, it was fine, I could pee fine, but I was told I had to catheterize myself once a week for a month, then every 2 weeks, and then it could go to once a month. When I was doing it on a much more regular basis, that wasn't a problem. But as my memory has got worse, so has my adherence to that regimen. So instead of once a month, I do it when I remember, even though I've got the obvious sign that my pee stream is not as good as it should be. And because I forget to catheterize myself, when I do it, I have to stick this and push very hard at the point of stricture. Now you can't see really by the screen, or you might not be able to. This is 15 inches of pipe. There is a end that has to push its way through the stricture to force it open. It causes agony. I wouldn't have to have as much agony if I remembered to do the stricture, but my memory is shot. So every once in a while, when I remember, I have to stick one of those into Mr. Happy, who is then not so happy. And I end up in pain for the rest of the day, and I pee blood because I've had to force it through a piece of a stricture, and that causes a little bit of damage along my urethra at that point. So I hope now you kind of get an idea of why I'm so grumpy. It's not, and it's only going to get worse. I'm not the only person who has to go through this sort of stuff, but to have it all combined through life and it being a long-term thing, and now for the rest of my life having to take this and actually hurt myself. Some people, some men probably enjoy having stuff stuck into Mr. Happy. Probably like the pain. S&M love it. Stick whatever they want, wherever they want. I do not. I do not like it. I am going to be grouchy for the rest of the day because as soon as I finish doing this video, before I've even uploaded it, I have to go and catheterize myself. So I'm doing this video while I can still stand up properly and I can still laugh a little bit, because for the rest of today, and I'm recording this on the day I'm uploading it, I am going to be grouchier than ever, and I will be so for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna within an hour and a half, I'm going to be uploading this. So I have got an appointment up in London for physiotherapy for one of my other problems. If you see me, for God's sake, don't talk to me, because I will bite your head off. And I have to talk to some people in shops, and because my carer can't go with me, I'm already going to be on edge. But I hope this has given you, like I said earlier, an idea of why I'm so grumpy, and especially why I'm going to be really grumpy today. if you found this entertaining or interesting to find out a little bit more about me and why I am the way I am, then think about clicking the like button, share it, so because I'm sure there's going to be people out there who are going to laugh about it. I don't care, laugh about it if you want. But there's always a possibility that it might get through to someone who's going to see me in London. So it's a warning too. And if you want to see more videos from me, not so personal ones, but other videos on whatever subject happens to grab my attention at the time, then click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I've dropped another video. And I hope to see you soon, but hopefully not today.